Hello everyone and welcome to our Python programming course. I'm really excited that we have decided to start learning Python with me. Whether you're a complete beginner who has never written a single line of code or someone who has a little bit of programming knowledge, this course is designed for everyone. Throughout this course, we will learn Python step by step, starting from the very basics and gradually moving towards advanced topics. By the end of this series, you will be able to write your own Python programs confidently. So, without any wasting any more time, let's begin with our very first lesson. So, what is Python? Before we write our first program, it is important to understand what Python actually is. Python is a high level interpreted and general purpose programming language. It was created by Guido van Rossum and officially released in 1991. Now, you might be wondering what high level means. A high level programming language is one that is easy for humans to read and write, unlike low level programming languages. Python uses simply like English like syntax, making it much easier to understand. For example, like if you want to display a message on the screen, Python only requires one simple line, print hello. So that's it. Compare that with many other programming languages where you often need several extra lines of code just to print a simple message. That's one of the biggest reasons Python is considered beginner friendly. So, next, why should we learn Python? Nowadays, Python is everywhere. It's one of the most popular programming languages in the world. Companies like Google, Netflix, Instagram, Spotify, Dropbox, NASA, and many more use Python in different parts of their software. Let's look at some of its applications. Python is used in artificial intelligence, machine learning, it's used in data science. It is used to build websites, automation, cybersecurity. It is even used for developing games and desktop applications. So once you learn Python, you are not limited just for one career path. You can choose whichever field interests you most. And the another reason Python has become so popular among students and professionals, the main features of Python. So if you start with the features of Python, it's now let's just discuss some important features. Like there are so many features of Python, but there are some important features of Python. The first feature is simple syntax. Python code looks almost like English. Because of this, beginners can understand it quickly. The second feature is that Python is interpreted. This means Python executes your code line by line instead of compiling the entire program before execution. Because of this, debugging becomes much easier. The third feature is that Python is cross platform. A Python program written on Windows can also run on Linux or macOS with very few or no changes. The fourth feature is that Python is free and open source. Anyone can download it and use it without paying any license fee. Another important feature is its massive collection of libraries. Instead of writing everything from scratch, Python already provides thousands of libraries that help us perform different tasks quickly. Whether it's building websites, analyzing data, creating AI models, or automating repetitive tasks, chances are Python has already library for it. Now, let's start with the main and the most important part, installing Python. Open your browser and go to the official website www.python.org www.python.org. Always download Python from the official website. Once you are there, click on the downloads. The website automatically detects your operating system and suggests the latest stable version. Download the installer. Now run the installer. During installation, you will notice an option that says add Python to path. This step is very important. Always make sure this checkbox is selected before clicking install now. Once the installation finishes, close the installer. Now let's verify whether Python has been installed successfully. Open command prompt if you are on Windows or terminal if you are using macOS or Linux. Type Python space dash dash version, you can see it, or Python 3 dash dash version. If Python is installed successfully, you will see something like Python 3.130. Congratulations, Python is successfully installed now. So we can go further. What can we write in Python code? Now that Python is installed, where do we actually write our programs? There are several options. The simplest one is Python IDLE. It's installed automatically along with the Python. You can also use Jupyter Notebook if you're working with the data science. PyCharm is another powerful IDE for Python development. However, throughout this course, I'll be using Visual Studio Code, also known as VS Code. It's a lightweight, fast, and one of the most popular code editors among developers. If you are following this course, I recommend installing VS Code as well. Writing our first program, print hello world. So here we are starting our journey in the coding. Let's write our first program in Python. Create a new file, save it with the extension .py. This is the most important part. You need to save your file with the extension .py. For example, hello.py. Inside this file, type print hello world. Now run the program. Parenthesis, you must use the parenthesis. Print hello, print welcome to Python, print let's learn Python. You can legit write anything, and immediately you will see hello world, welcome to Python, let's learn Python, congratulations. Whatever you have written in that code, you have officially written your very first Python program. The function print is used. You can see here we have written print. So what's print? The function print is used to display output on the screen. Whenever we want to show something to the user, we'll use print function. Let's try another example. Print welcome to Python and print this is my first program. So you can see, if you write print welcome to Python and this is my first program, you can see that each statement displays its output on a new line. You can add as many as print statements you want. Comments. Let's talk about comments. Comments are simply notes written inside our code. Python ignores comments while executing the program. Comments are mainly used to explain the purpose of our code. For example, hash printing welcome message. Print welcome. The first line is ignored. Only the second line gets executed. As your programs become larger, comments become extremely useful because they help both you and the other programmers understand the code later. A good programmer always writes meaningful comments whenever necessary because it's useful for the next coder or whoever will fix the code or like update the code or anything. So it's very helpful for both of them. So next we have variables. Now let's learn one of the most important concepts in programming, variables. So we have to start with one example. Imagine you have a water bottle. The bottle stores water. Similarly, a variable stores data. Instead of water, it stores information like names, numbers, or text. For example, name is equal to Rahul. Here, name is the variable, Rahul is the value stored inside it. Let's create another variable. Age equal to 20, college equal to LPU. And now Similarly, city equal to Kolkata, for an example. Now, city stores the next Kolkata variable makes our programs dynamic. Instead of writing values repeatedly, we store them once inside variables and use them whenever needed. Now, there are some rules for naming variables. There are actually few simple rules. Variable names can contain letters. They can contain numbers. They can contain underscores, but they cannot start with a number. For example, age one is correct. Age is correct. Student underscore name is correct. But one name, one age is incorrect. Variables also cannot contain spaces. For example, student space name. It's not possible. We need to give one underscore between student and name. Student underscore name. Yeah, it's possible and it's the correct way to write the name of the variable. Another important point is that Python is case sensitive. Means age 20, here you can see the age a is in small, age both are in small, but the second here is capital age, so the both are different. Like if you print age where the a is small, it will show 20. If you print capital age, it's 30. Like the both are different. These two are different variables. And always choose, one more tip I will say, always choose meaningful variable names instead of writing x equal to Rahul. It's much better to write name is equal to Rahul because anyone reading the code immediately understands its purpose. Now let's go the printing variables. How we can store, we have learned that how to like define a variable and give the value to the variable, but we should also know that how we can use that variable by printing it. So here you can see we have like mentioned one variable name is equal to Rahul, and in the second line we have written print name. You can see we didn't use any comma colon here. The output is Rahul. Like whenever we are printing the variable, each value appears on a separate line, and we can even write print name age city in the same line. Here you can see the print name and age. The output will be in same line, which prints everything in one line. Now here you can see we have already like defined the variable, like given value to it, but we have seen in lot of case where we need to ask some value from the users. So how to do that? Like taking input from the user. Until now we have been giving values ourselves, we have seen that, but if you want the user to enter their own information, that's where the input function comes in. Let's write name equal to input, enter your name. When we run the program, Python waits, then user types a name. After pressing enter, the value gets stored inside the variable, then we can display it. Print name, very simple. Important thing about the input, one thing beginners often forget is that input always returns a string. Even if the user types 20, Python stores it is a text. If you want to perform mathematical operations, we need to convert it into an integer. We do that using age equal to int input, enter your age, or like similarly for decimal numbers we use salary is equal to float input, enter your salary. This conversation is very important and you'll use it frequently while writing in Python programs. So let's build a small program. Here you can see we have written name equal to input, enter your name, age equal to int, input, enter your age, city equal to input, enter your city. Now print name, print age, print city. This small program demonstrates variables, user input, type conversion, and output all together. Although it's a simple program, it uses almost every concept we have covered in today's lessons. So I will give on actually four, yeah, four practice questions to you. First one is print your name, second is print your college name, third is create a variable called city and store your city name, and question 4 is create three variables name, age, and college. And question, there are a lot actually. So basically, before moving to the next video, I have a small assignment for you. This is actually small. Finally, create a program that all the three, like display all three. Then we have create a program that asks the user to enter their name, age, and city and print the information neatly on the screen. Try solving these questions by yourself before watching the next lesson. Practicing is the fastest way to become comfortable with programming. So that's all for today's lesson. Let's quickly revise what we have learned. We understood what Python is and why it has become one of the most popular programming languages in the world. We explored its features, learned how to install Python, verified the installation, and discussed different ways to write Python programs. Then we wrote our first program using the print function. After that, we learned about comments, variables, variable naming rules, and how to display variables on the screen. Finally, we learned how to take user input using the input function and how to convert text into integers and decimal numbers using int and float. These concepts form the foundation of the very Python for every Python program you will write in the future. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into the Python data types, type conversion, and operators. These concepts will help you understand how Python stores and manipulates different kind of data. Thank you so much for watching. If you are following along, don't forget to write every program yourself instead of just watching. Programming is a practice skill. The more you practice, the better you become. I'll see you in the next session. Happy coding.